Post-match interview here at the Erie following today's 3-2 victory over Flackwell Heath. Skip, start with you. We're making a bit of a habit of these late goals. Good that the late goal was a winner today. I would say after an excellent opening 15 minutes where we could have possibly been 2 or 3 up, we get the goal and then they haul us back, and then we find ourselves behind at the break after, I would say, was a good performance in the main in the first half, but great character and resilience again from the lads to turn it around and get the victory.
It was. Everything you said there is spot on, but that's the frustrating thing. We shouldn't have been in that position. This is, I believe, league game 11. I'll hold my hands up. My toys left the pram at half time, because you can't play like that and then defend like that. And it wasn't individual defending, it was a team defending. We've scored the goal. We've had a couple of very good chances, not clear-cut chances, but openings where we've got in behind their full-backs and you're at the byline and we've got runners, and you're thinking if you get the second at that point, it could be a lot easier afternoon. Flackwell are a good side. They've just come off the back of an FA Cup defeat that we suffered last year, 4th qualifying round, and from experience, me, Dave, James know exactly what they were thinking, because if you read the reports, they played second half with a man advantage and just couldn't break down. So we knew that they'd probably be a little bit down. I'm not saying that is the case, by the way. You'd have to ask their management and their team, but that was an opportunity for us to sit there and score the first goal, which we did, stamp your authority and get the second one. And the 2 goals that we've conceded are just, and it's not individual, it's just people not doubling up. It's not people coming across. If you see your full-back in trouble, you expect your centre halves all to shuffle across. You expect your full-back on the other side to come across, and too easy, both goals. I mean, their second goal, again, I'm going to have to watch it on the VO, but from my memory is they've kicked the ball out because their player's injured. So as a side, you'd throw the ball back, which we did. And we've just thrown it straight to the centre half, who takes a touch and knocks it down the line. Where let's be realistic, we should be throwing it to our player to knock down the line so that they're starting in the goalkeeping area so we can reset. So we've gifted them. I'll have to double check that, whether it's my memory playing up. So that was frustrating. You're going in at half time 2-1 down. In a half, not saying we dominated, but in a half where we played fantastic football at spells, and you're going in 2-1 down. And then second half, yeah, everything that you've just said. Character, desire, effort. You probably got a little bit of the fact that they're winning 2-1, so they were defending deeper and deeper with the mindset, we've got the lead, you've got to break us down. And how they played in the first half on the counter-attack, you'd expect them to have probably more chances on the counter, but it never materialised. And then the substitutions that we made changed the game. Fresh faces, fresh impetus, fresh legs. We scored up again. You might put me wrong on this, but I think when Temi come on, we've scored very quickly within 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was literally a minute.
Was it a minute?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So again, all of a sudden, you got fresh legs on. We've go and changed the game, and we've done it in a minute. And then I felt, yeah, we'll get chances, and it's would we take it? And then to score so late on is always great. Which, yeah, and I want to put my neck on the line here. I think we deserved the win. I thought we were the better side. I'd like to think Flackwell would look at that game and think, yeah, last year they came over and they were the better side and beat us 3-2. This year, I think we were the better side, and I think we deserved the 3-2.
I would agree with that, Skip. But I felt in the main we were the better team, but we got away with one, so to speak, very early in the second half where they've hit the bar. Obviously I wasn't in line with it, but to me, the way it bounced down on the line and came back and hit the bar again I would question whether it was over the line or not. What was it? Obviously you were further up the park as well, so it's probably difficult for you to see, but how did you see that?
I've got 2 answers there. The first answer is the professional answer, didn't see it. The other answer is, it never crossed the line miles away. The ball came out, it was never in doubt. I'll be honest with you, we are half a pitch plus away.
Yeah.
I can't even see half, I can't see that far anyway.
They didn't seem. The surprising thing for me was there didn't seem to be huge appeals from them. Like there was half-hearted appeals, but it didn't seem like absolutely categoric. It was over the line, but it just the way that it bounced to me, it just seemed like, yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd have given it.
Again, yeah. What I would say about the officials, I thought the officials were brilliant. I mean, the referee, absolutely outstanding. I thought the linesman, yeah, there wasn't any contentious decisions out there. That was probably the one that they may drive home and question. Always makes you laugh when people in the box, in this case them, shouting it's definitely gone over the line, great eyesight, because you're guessing. And what's the ruling if the line, you've got to be 100% certain. So none of our players have mentioned it afterwards, I'm not going to lie to you, but that's probably in the fact that we've scored such a late goal and we've got other things to talk about. But until you've just mentioned it, I've completely erased that from my memory with a lot of other things.
Dave, obviously great character and resilience from us again, but a word for the substitute bench today, because obviously I felt for 20 minutes of the second half the game drifted a little bit after what was, I thought, a very entertaining first half. I felt that it wasn't necessarily that we weren't playing particularly well, it was just the fact that they had got their lead and they were quite content to sit in and play on the break and make it difficult for us to break them down. But it must have been really pleasing to see pretty much all the lads that came off the bench today really made an impact.
Yeah, you know, say drifting, we just felt that, you know, they were happy to sit with their you know, almost a 4-5, and understandably, and we were struggling to break it down. So and they were happy for us to play in front of them. We were no damage to them in them areas. Adam caused a bit down one side. It took a little bit of time for us to probably, I felt, if I'm honest with you, that the two wide attacking players were playing too deep at that point. So we're really trying to pick Bondi out all the time. So we quickly made a decision to get back to our normal shape. We got Charlie in the 10. Also, I said, look, if anyone's going to unlock him, it'd potentially be Charlie. We got Charlie on the pitch. We got Temi on the pitch. Obviously, then who gives a completely different dimension to what Bondi is. Bondi will play with his back to goal. Temi wants to face the goal. As you've just said, talking to Skip, and within a minute, that's proved great dividends. And we, you know, Temi does. He's kind of, it's a great run. Should score, hits the bar, comes back, and Sonny will be probably the first man in history that scores a header and gets taken up before we take kick-off. But it was something we was going to do, because again we just felt we was a little bit deep, you know. And I'm mega pleased for Sonny to score, and we were also then at that point was also getting Ethan on, and I thought Ethan's contribution was great as well. And all of a sudden I felt we started to control the ball even better, further up the pitch, and it was one of those games where, and you're right, that you know, we spoke a few minutes ago, the guys we had on the bench today were proper impact players. We had a wealth of you know, if you like, experience, but good attacking changes to come from the bench. They all played a massive part, and it was one of those then that I just felt that, you know, we have to keep knocking and see if we could find a route. You know, in the end, and we've had 2 or 3 great opportunities. Temi's had one that if he just cushions it, it's into an empty net. But it drops to Charlie on the edge, who hits it and scrums its way through, and Alex has got a touch to it to turn it over. And like Skip said, I think we've more than deserved it. And it's great to have those changes. You know, we spoke to players before the start that, you know, again we have a good squad. They're all good enough to start, and we will mix it around and try and get games into every one of them, because they're all good enough to start for us. It's not like, you know, as we've been in previous years where we're looking and going, you know, we can't really bring a sub on because they're not going to make a difference. These all did, including young Sammy that come on at half time, and I felt, again, I'd say he probably, his performance probably says how we were playing, because the first 20 minutes of the second half I thought was pretty non-existent. And the last 25 minutes, I thought he was an absolute thorn in their side. You know, he was brave in his defending. He got down the line and got the ball in the box, and you know, the young kid done great. So he got himself 45 minutes, and that probably summed up how we took charge of the second half. It took that 20 minutes and then changes. Look, we're brave about what we do. We we don't sit here and tell you we're going to win the league, because we're realistic. It's not to say we don't want to. We want to try our best, but we know we're also up against some big sides with massive budgets that we're never going to be able to match. So it's one of those. So we have to keep our squad ticking over. But for, like we've mentioned lots of times this year, it's probably the first time we've had a squad that is balanced as well as this one is. And I think that's the important thing for us at the moment.
Skip, just finally as well, obviously we get the goal in the 88th minute, good time to score, but how pleased were you with the way that we managed it? Because we have been guilty sometimes of chasing another goal after we've got our noses in front, but I felt we really managed it well in the closing stages to run the clock down.
Yeah, I was pleased with that. I mean, the referee never told us how long to go, so I think we scored with 90 seconds to go. You just then look in, because we've been in a position where we conceded late and scored late, so yeah, you're just hoping that we've got enough about us. And Alex, Ethan were very good in running it into the corners. It's not something that you like and promote, but so late in the game, that's what you want. I think it summed it up. I think we had a free kick on the edge of the box. They've got a wall. We've got players in the box. We haven't overloaded. We've got a solid back line of 4 on the halfway line, and then we just pass it into the corner. Which again, if I was watching that tomorrow on Sky Sport, I'll be getting the right ump with them. But you do it to win the game of football. So yeah, answer your question. That's very. We've done that a few times down the years, but we've also, like you've said, done the opposite, where you go and gun ho, and you're thinking if you haven't conceded goals, you've conceded chances and opportunities. So that was good. It's quite funny, because normally in that position I thought we played that well and we was in control of the game. I didn't think that they would create anything. They didn't have anybody, they didn't have the long ball. They tried to play football, so it's not like they'd go launch long for the big bloke to flick it on. We just looked comfortable. So I mean, they're a good side, and I'm well chuffed with how the results come out our side. But yeah, we saw the game out well.
Well, congratulations, gents. Good to get back on that win trail after being held on Monday night. Next up is Beaconsfield away, who are also in the top 10 as well. So we've had plenty of games against sides in the top half of the division this season, and we're more than holding our own. So long may that continue, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you.